Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the reorganization meeting of the school Board of School Directors December 1st, 2025 to order. Please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, so now the board will now take public comments on board action items. This is an opportunity for residents to comment on matters that are to be decided upon as outlined in the agenda. The Board of School Directors, the board asks you to keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. The Board of School Directors may choose to respond to matters following conclusion of the comments on board action items. So I would just check to see if there's any comments. All right, noting none, we'll move on.
Madam Vice President, would you please identify who's in attendance this evening?
Oh, perfect. Thank you. So we have all sitting board members at the table currently, and Ms. Chanda is participating virtually. Thank you. All right. So now we will take nominations for temporary president. Do I have any nominations for temporary president?
Can I nominate? I would like to nominate Paul Winters.
Second.
Second. Are there any more nominations?
Just want to make sure everybody's clear. There's no need for a second on these nominations. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Seeing that there are no more nominations, I will close the nominations, and then I'll check if there's any comments from the board. All right. Via roll call, board members will state the name of the individual they are voting for temporary president when called upon. Ms. Chanda?
What did she say?
If you can call the name of the temporary president.
Paul Winters.
Thank you. Ms. Graff?
Mr. Winters.
Ms. Perdue? Mr. Winters? Ms. Steele?
Mr. Winters.
And Mr. Winters.
Mr. Winters.
All right. So with that vote, 5-0, we now have Mr. Winters as the temporary president. Congratulations.
Okay. Now we will provide the reading of certificates of election. Dr. Zerby will now read the election results as provided by the Montgomery County Election Bureau.
Thank you, Mr. Winters. A letter dated November 24, 2025 from Francis Dean, Director of Elections, reads as follows. We hereby certify the following results for the winners of November 4, 2025 municipal election in Montgomery County as follows. Kathy Cleary, 9,038 votes. Elizabeth Alston, 8,501 votes. Glenn P. Mirsky, 8,365 votes. Elizabeth Akendo, 8,242 votes.
Thank you, Dr. Zerby. We will now conduct the administration of oath of office.
We will call forward Kathy Cleary. And we ask that Judge Kathleen Rebar issue the oath of office. There's the form. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody you want to call the Bible for? Nope. Just left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, and then repeat after me. I, Kathy Cleary,
I, Kathy Cleary,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties
and I will discharge the duties
of my office with fidelity.
of my office with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Congrats. Congratulations. Yeah.
So Kelly, you can take a seat at the table. This is yours.
Thank you.
Next, we would like to swear in Elizabeth Alston.
You came for a reason.
Do you want them all to hold it?
Yeah.
Okay, so then they should come here. Raise your right hand. Kim, do yours, see that?
You want them over here? Yeah, everyone can
You guys hold the Bible. Okay. It's actually hold it off of your desk.
The next one?
This one?
Yes.
Okay. I'll sign it after.
Thank you.
Are you ready? Yes. Left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Elizabeth Alston. I, Elizabeth Alston. Do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear. That I will support, obey, and defend. That I will support, obey, and defend. The Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of this Commonwealth. And the Constitution of this Commonwealth. And that I will discharge the duties. And that I will discharge the duties. Of my office with fidelity. Of my office with fidelity.
Congratulations, Liz.
Thank you.
Liz.
Elizabeth, you have to sign. I'm signing.
Two more.
Right here.
Yeah.
Next, we will call forward Glenn P. Mirsky.
I do not. Just me? Okay. I'm prepared, I'm ready. All right. Left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Glenn Mursky,
I, Glenn Mursky,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties
and I will discharge the duties
of my office with fidelity.
of my office with fidelity.
You already memorized it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We'd like to bring forward Elizabeth Akendo.
You got this ready. All right, repeat after me. I, Elizabeth Akendo. I, Elizabeth Akendo. Do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear. That I will support, obey, and defend. That I will support, obey, and defend. The Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of this Commonwealth. And the Constitution of this Commonwealth. And that I will discharge the duties. And I will discharge the duties. Of my office with fidelity. Of my office with fidelity. Congratulations.
What do we do? Toy? Congratulations.
Anything else? Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Congratulations again.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hi, thank you. Congratulations again. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
We thank Judge Kathleen Rebar for taking time out. We will now conduct the election of the board president. This is a one-year term. Do I have nominations for president? Ms. Alston,
I would like to nominate Ms. Purdue.
thank you. Oops. Do we have other nominations? Okay. Seeing that there are no more nominations, I will close nominations. The following names will be considered for the office of president for a one-year term. Samira Purdue. Are there comments on the nominations from members of the board? Seeing none, you're making this so easy. Via roll call, board members will state the name of the individual they are voting for when called upon. The individual who gets 5 votes will be the president for a one-year term. Starting with Ms. Alston,
Ms. Purdue.
Ms. Chanda,
Miss Purdue.
okay, Ms. Clary,
Ms. Purdue.
Ms. Graff,
Ms. Purdue.
Mr. Mursky,
Miss Purdue.
Ms. Okendo,
Miss Purdue?
Ms. Purdue,
Ms. Purdue.
shocker, Ms. Thiel,
Ms. Purdue.
and I also vote for Ms. Purdue. The president is Ms. Samira Purdue.
Woo!
Thank you all. I will now conduct the election of the board vice president. This is for a one-year term. Do I have any nominations for vice president? Ms. Austin?
Ms. Clary.
And then Ms. Chanda?
Mr. Glenn Mursky.
Okay. Are there any other nominations? Okay. Seeing there are no other more nominations, I will close the nominations. The following members shall be considered for the role of the vice president for a one-year term: Miss Clary and Mr. Mursky. And then I will ask for if there are any comments from the board. All right. So I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, I think we got that's great that we have interest from 2 excellent candidates, and I think either one would fill the bill tremendously. I think the way that we've had sort of the president and the vice president, the importance of putting more of an importance on the vice president role and being part of the weekly meetings with Dr. Zerbe is something that we should continue, and I think it helps for continuity of the district.
Thank you for your comments. All right. Via roll call, board members will state the name of the individual they're voting for when called upon. The individual who gets 5 votes will be vice president for one-year term. Ms. Austin?
Ms. Clary.
Ms. Chanda?
Mr. Mursky.
Ms. Clary?
Ms. Clary.
Ms. Graff?
Ms. Clary.
Mr. Mursky?
Mr. Mursky.
Ms. Oquendo,
Ms. Cleary.
Ms. Purdue, Ms. Amersky, Ms. Steele,
Mr. Mursky.
and Mr. Winters.
Ms. Cleary.
All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Ms. Clary is the current vice president for the board. Congratulations. All right. All right. So we will now consider the posted schedule of committee.
Take a seat after the
Yeah.
president. You have a new assigned seat.
Thank you. I've always wanted to be on this side of the
Look
table,
at it.
to be honest.
This is the fun side. It's the fun side. All right. All right. We will now consider the posted schedule of committee work session and voting meetings as posted on the agenda. May I have a motion to approve the meeting schedule as posted? Ms. Alston? May I have a second? Ms. Clary? And then can I ask for comments from the board? Ms. Graff?
Yeah, I was not able to provide comments before Friday, but I did look at the schedule, and I know we had requested the potential to create some more separation in time between the property committee and the finance committee, because currently they are Tuesday, Wednesday. So I would like to consider moving forward, moving property to Monday. While I understand administration may need some time to explore that, could we potentially set the schedule for the January meeting and then hold off on the future committee meetings after January until we've had a chance to revisit?
I will check for any other comments from the board. Is there anyone that is okay with that? Okay. So I think just because due to the schedule, I think we can proceed and keep in the January meetings that's on the calendar, and then maybe look further. I'll let Dr. Zerby.
So if we're going to approve something tonight, I believe the motion on the agenda, on the table is to approve the posted calendar. So I think they have to amend the motion to do something if they want to just approve January.
So the easiest way to do this, Dr. Zerby, might be for whoever made the motion initially to move the calendar forward as is, to simply withdraw. And if there's no opposition to that, then there would be a new motion made to approve the calendar as presented for the January meetings only. However, if you could also just approve the motion that's in front of you, and then potentially amend the committee meetings moving forward at a future date as well. And you do have that current calendar on the table in front of you right now.
Well, we can do that, but then we'll only post. It's about posting these for public notice.
Sure.
And the cost associated with that. So I'm trying to avoid paying for this twice. Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, my recommendation would be for your original movement to withdraw the motion if there's no objection from the rest of the board members. And then it would be one of the board members' opportunities to make a motion to amend the calendar that's presented currently.
I withdraw the motion.
Thank you. Do you need?
And since there's no objection,
Perfect.
the motion is just off the table at this point. So
So is there a new motion then?
Yeah, so there will be a new motion to, I guess, so we are only going forward with the schedule as posted for the committee. So will we post then?
We have to advertise
Okay.
all the items that are listed here.
Okay,
So the motion, if I may suggest, would be to advertise the January meetings as presented with the remaining of the school calendar to be approved in the January board meeting. Actually, I'm thinking that's also very tight in terms of,
Yeah.
so maybe we ought to approve January and February as presented, and then vote on in January for the rest of the school year. Is everybody okay with that? Just because, you know, we vote on in January at the end of the month, and a week later, we're hitting a committee meeting.
Okay. So can I just check if there's any concerns? Okay. So then the current motion is to advertise the January and February meeting as posted with the schedule of committee work session and voting meetings as posted. And we will come back and advertise for the rest of the year.
Yes.
Okay, so can I get a motion with to amend, or the amended motion? Okay, Ms. Austin? And then Ms. Phil. Okay. Okay, so I will say all in favor for this amended motion. Okay, Ms. Shanda?
I was on mute, sorry. Yes.
Okay, so the motion carries 9-0.
And then if I may, Ms. Purdue, so that was a motion to present the amended action item. There actually
Now
now
we
needs to
gotta
be a
vote
vote on
for
that
it.
amended action
Perfect.
item. That's correct.
All right, so now can we have a motion? Well, can I have a motion to, a vote? Can I have a vote for the motion as amended? Perfect.
Correct.
Okay. And then all in favor?
Yes.
Okay, so that vote carries 9-0. Perfect. All right, so now we will take courtesy. The Board of School Directors will now provide opportunity for residents to make comments on matters that are or may be before the board. The board asks that you keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. The Board of School Directors may choose to respond to matters following conclusion of the comments. Are there any final comments? Well, I guess I would take courtesy of the floor now. No. Seeing none, I will check if there are any comments from the board members. And I do want to say congratulations to Ms. Clary, Ms. Alston, Ms. Oquendo, and Mr. Mursky on their appointment as board. We're looking forward to continuing to work with you, and we welcome Ms. Oquendo on your role as board. And then Ms. Clary, congratulations on your role, appointment of board vice president. All right. Seeing that there's no courtesy of the floor, I would take a motion to adjourn the meeting. Mr. Winters? And a second, Ms. Austin. All right, the meeting has been adjourned at, I don't know what time that is, so I'm guessing 7:24. Perfect. Thank you all for attending and have a great day.
Bye.